Rami had never seen a city before. He came from dry lands, dusty roads, and endless skies. His days were spent with cows, horses, and wind. His hands were rough from work, and his heart was full of dreams. He wore a hat that had seen years of sun and boots that had walked miles of dirt. But now he stood in the middle of a glowing city, and nothing felt real. Cars rushed past him. Lights blinked from every building. Tall towers touched the clouds. People moved fast, spoke fast, dressed. Strange, the air smelled like smoke and hot food. Rami held his small bag close and looked around, unsure where to go. He had come here with one purpose, to earn money and send it home. His parents lived in an old house on the edge of the village. His father was sick. His mother worked too hard. Rami wanted to build them a better life. That was his mission, but the city didn't wait. It swallowed him quickly. Every street felt like a maze. He missed the open land. He missed silence. Still, he told himself, be strong. You're not here to enjoy. You're here to work. But life has its own plans. And as Rami walked under the neon lights, something caught his eyes. Music, laughter, a glowing building. A door opened and a world of dancing lights and loud songs pulled him closer. The cowboy had stepped into the city, and the city was about to change him forever. The music hit Rami like thunderdot as he stepped into the disco club. The lights danced across the floor in red, blue, and gold. The air was thick with perfume, sweat, and excitement. He had never seen anything like it. People moved fast, wild, full of energy. It felt like another world, loud, glowing, and alive. Rami stood near the wall, unsure what to do. His hat in his hands, his eyes wide. He felt out of place in his plain shirt and dusty boots. But something held him there, something he couldn't name. Then she appeared, dot tall, beautiful, dressed in silver that caught every light. She moved like wind, smooth and proud. Her long legs, her strong arms, her fearless face, all eyes were on her. But she didn't care. She danced like the music came from her own soul. Her name was Mira. Rami forgot everything. Why he came to the city. What he needed to do. All he saw was her, the way she smiled, the way her hair moved when she turned. He felt his heart beat louder. Then the music dot. She was not like the girls back home. She was bold, bright, and full of fire. He didn't speak to her that night. He just watched, frozen, as the lights touched her face. He didn't know her name. He didn't know her story. But deep inside, Rami knew one thing clearly. She had already entered his life. Rami didn't go back to the disco the next night. He went back the night after that. Then again the next weekend. He didn't know why, but something pulled him there like a rope tied to his heart. It wasn't the lights or the loud music or the crowd. It was her, the tall dancer in silver, Mira. He never talked to her. He only watched from the corner. Always quiet, always alone. He ordered the cheapest drink just to stay inside. And when she came on stage, he didn't blink. Every move she made felt like magic. She danced with power, but also with pain. He didn't know how, but he could feel it. One night, she noticed him. She paused for a second during her dance. Their eyes met. His heart stopped. For a moment, she looked straight into him, past his old boots, past his nervous hands, past his silence. And she smiled. After her set, she walked across the room. He looked down, unsure what to do. "You've been coming here a lot," she said, sitting beside him. Rami looked up, surprised. "I guess I come to see the dancing." She laughed. Gently. "You don't belong here." "I know," he replied. "But maybe I belong near you?" She looked at him, really looked. No man had ever said something like that, not with such honesty. That night, they didn't dance. They just talked, and something soft and strong began to grow between the cowboy and the dancer. By night, Mira was a star. The crowd cheered for her. Lights followed her every move. She danced like nothing could touch her. People clapped, smiled, and some even fell in love just watching her. But when the music stopped, her world changed. Behind the curtains, she was just a tired girl with sore feet and a heavy heart. After every show, she didn't party. She went home to a small flat in a quiet street. There, her sick mother waited in bed, and her little brother needed help with homework. Mira worked not for fun, but for survival. Rami saw it all slowly. The more time they spent together, the more she let him in. They sat on park benches, drank tea from roadside stalls, and talked. She told him how her father left years ago, how her mother grew weak, and how dancing was the only way she could earn enough to pay rent and buy medicine. "I dance with a smile," she said once, "but inside, I just want peace." Rami listened with full heart. He had come to the city to earn money too, for his own poor family. He understood pain, hunger, and dreams that feel far away. They were from different worlds, dust and disco, but their hearts spoke the same language. And each day, the cowboy saw not just a dancer in silver ... but a strong woman fighting the world with her feet and her soul. And he was falling for her, deeper than he had planned. Love didn't come loud for Rami and Mira. It came slowly, like soft rain on dry land. They never walked through the city holding hands. They never kissed under streetlights. Their love lived in quiet places, behind buildings, under trees, on empty rooftops. Places where no one watched, where no one judged. Rami brought her small things, flowers picked from road corners, warm bread from cheap bakeries. Mira brought him laughter, new music, and the comfort of someone who truly listened. Talked about dreams. He wanted to buy land and build a better home for his parents. She wanted to open a dance school for girls who couldn't pay. But while their love grew, their reality grew harder. Rami's pockets were still light. He had only one job, and it barely paid enough for his food and rent. His mission to earn and send money home was fading. His focus was no longer work, that it was her dot, and he knew it. One night, while walking with Mira, he stopped. His voice was low. "I came here for my family, but now I've done nothing. I forgot why I came." Mira looked at him for a long time. "You didn't forget. You found something else. But maybe now it's time to remember both." They stood under the stars in silence. Love had grown between them, yes. But now they had to decide, was it enough to dream together? Or would they fight together for something real? The answer was coming soon. The next morning, Rami woke up with a fire in his heart. He looked in the mirror and saw more than a poor cowboy lost in a big city. He saw a man with a mission, a man with love, and now a reason to fight again. He kissed his old hat, grabbed his bag, and stepped outside. That day, he walked across the city looking for work. Any work. Hard work, dirty work. He didn't care. He cleaned shops. He helped carry bricks. He worked in a stable at night. He even started fixing shoes on weekends. One job turned into two into three. He was tired all the time, but his eyes stayed strong. Mira watched him change. She brought him tea when he sat on the footpath. She helped him count his coins every night. Slowly, Rami started sending small money home. His mother cried when she got the first letter. He had not forgotten his dream. He was living it. And now he wanted more, not just for himself, for Mira too. She smiled at his strength. "You're still a cowboy," she said one evening, "but now you ride in a city full of storms." Rami laughed. And I'm not riding alone anymore. They sat in silence under a broken streetlight. Their love was no longer just soft words and smiles. It had become action, sacrifice. Hope, Dot, and in that quiet night, both knew something had changed. They were building something real together. One night, the disco was fuller than ever. Big lights, big music. A famous film director had come to watch. Everyone talked about it. People whispered that he was looking for new talent, maybe for a movie, maybe for a big city stage. Myra was nervous. Her hands shook, but she still danced. She danced better than ever before. Her silver dress sparkled like the stars. Her movements were strong, full of heart, full of fire. The crowd clapped louder with every beat, and when she finished, the whole room stood up. The director stood too. He clapped slowly and walked toward her. "You," he said, "you have a gift. Come work with me. I will take you far." Mira looked at him, then looked at Rami in the corner. This was the moment most dancers dreamed of. But she didn't smile. After the crowd left, Mira sat with Rami. Her voice was low. "He wants me to go with him. To another city. Big stage, big lights." Rami's heart sank. He tried to smile. "That's what you always wanted." Myra looked down. "Yes, but now I want something else too." She reached for his hand. "I want to dance, but I also want a life with love, peace, family. I don't want to lose that." Rami held her hand tighter. Love or fame, dreams or heart. The decision was heavy. That night, they sat together, knowing that one choice would change everything. The next morning, the sun rose gently over the city. But inside Mira, a storm was growing. She stood at her small window, holding the director's card. It was shiny, clean, and full of promise. One call, and her life would change. Big city. Big stage. Fame. Money. Everything she once dreamed of. But behind her, Rami was still sleeping on the old sofa. His face was tired. His boots were torn. But his heart was strong and full of love. She thought about her sick mother, her little brother, the nights she danced with pain in her legs. She also thought about Rami's hands, rough from work, yet always kind, his laughter in the market, the way he believed in her, not for her looks, not for her dancing, but for who she truly was. At noon, the director called. She didn't answer. She sat beside Rami and said softly, "I'm not going." He looked at her, shocked. "Are you sure?" She nodded. "I don't want to chase shiny things and lose the real ones. I found something better here with you." Rami didn't speak. He just pulled her into a hug. Later that day, they went to a small dance hall together. Mira danced, but this time with joy, not pressure. Rami watched, proud. They began to plan their own school for poor kids who had talent but no money. The world may not have seen her on the big screen. But Myra had made the biggest choice of all. She chose love. She chose life. 1 year later, the city had changed for Rami and Mira. The streets were still noisy, the lights still bright, but now they had their own place, a small room above a bakery. It wasn't big or fancy, but it was full of love, laughter, and hope. Myra had started teaching dance to little girls from poor neighborhoods. They came with bare feet and shining eyes. She taught them not just to dance, but to believe in themselves. Rami worked hard too. He helped fix things at the dance hall, managed the money, and even made tea for the kids. His hands were rough, but his heart had become soft. He still sent money home. His parents were proud. They told stories about their cowboy son who went to the city and found not just work but love and purpose. One day, Mira stood on stage at a small event. Her students danced behind her. The hall was full. People clapped, cheered, even cried. Rami stood in the crowd, holding flowers. When Mira's eyes met his, she smiled. She didn't become a movie star. She didn't wear diamonds or fly in planes. But she had found something bigger. She had turned pain into joy, struggle into strength. And Rama, he had come to the city to earn. But he earned far more than money. He earned a partner, a purpose, and peace. From dust roads to dance floors, their journey had been hard. But love had led them home, and that love changed everything.